Oilers Nation After Dark begins now.
Well, shit. Not good. The Edmonton Oilers are not in a good spot right now. Outworked, out-hustled, outclassed. The Anaheim Ducks just straight up overwhelmed the Edmonton Oilers tonight. In Game 3, as the Oil looked nothing like the Stanley Cup contender that at least I've sold myself on that they can be. Never good when Jeffrey Viel is scoring goals, talking shit to your bench at the end of the game. And yeah, it's just not good as the Oilers fall in Game 3, 7-4. If you want a positive, the over continues to keep cashing in this series, but I'm not feeling too positive right now. The Oil down 2-1 in round 1 to the Anaheim Ducks. But hello and welcome to Oilers Nation After Dark, brought to you by Bet365. Check out their 3-goal early payout feature, where if your team, the Anaheim Ducks, go up by 3 goals at any point in the game, you will get paid out early. You will get an early green check mark.
It was tied heading into the third.
Believe it or not. Feels like a distant memory ago. That's actually so fucked up. It was.
Because the Oilers were beat from pillar to post tonight. Like, that's an expression that our Pontiac's general manager, Chad Nelson, used a lot.
I just saw your tweet.
There was a lot of, Pontiac's mentioned. I got screwed on the mention, I guess, by Ron McLean. It's not about me. They got beat from pillar to post tonight. They weren't ready to go early. They were consistently outbattled, continued to turn over pucks, were somehow able to stay in the game with a couple well-placed shots early, but puck management, puck decisions again reared its head. It was ugly because the Ducks controlled this one throughout.
It's again, there was a little, weirdly enough, the Oilers, their best period tonight was the second period, which has not been the case all season long, but not even close in my estimation, and I get it. It was tied. That was never a game the Edmonton Oilers deserved to win, and the frustrating part is this team constantly told us all year they knew when they needed to be playing their best hockey in the NHL playoffs, and if that is their best hockey, holy shit, pack it in, because that doesn't inspire much confidence. It's still only 2-1. There's plenty of time for a cup year.
Cup year.
But I'd be lying to you right now if I was feeling good. Home ice advantage was lost the moment they dropped Game 2 and the series shifted to Anaheim. But now, Menzies, home ice isn't. That's another distant memory. I'm just looking to tie this thing up in Game 4. Sunday, there's a lot of pressure on the Edmonton Oilers. A lot of their leaders, skilled players. McDavid still, he got on the score sheet. He had 2 points. I think we all know where maybe his play just wasn't where you needed it to be. Evan Bouchard, holy shit, he didn't look like playoff Bobby or Bouchard that we all know, love, and remember from last season. And Menzies, it's an easy breakdown. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that through 3 games, 9 periods, the Anaheim Ducks have been the better team. And if I take off my orange and blue colored glasses, I don't even think it's particularly close.
No. Well, this was a dominating performance, physically especially. Like, Anaheim took the game to Edmonton right from puck drop. It was just a fire drill at times in the D zone. I worried before the season began about the Ducks being able to recover pucks in zone, go low to high, because I remember the third period of the last Oilers-Ducks regular season game where the Oilers were up 3-0, and then all of a sudden Anaheim created all this momentum and the way they were moving in the offensive zone, because the Oilers started to pack and clog up the middle. But because they're not challenging the points, now point shots are happening all over the ice. And, that was a big story in Game 2. Tonight, I think just the battle level was big. The puck management as the Oilers tried to press. This game lacked structure from at least the middle of the second period onward. From both sides, it became just this track meet, and the Oilers just like mistake after mistake after mistake It was thoroughly disappointing. And as opposed to, I wondered after game one, okay, is this the floor for the Oilers? Can the Ducks play better than this? Well, they have continued to progress. They are stacking their game right now, and the Oilers are moving in reverse. And they're not getting enough from throughout their lineup, really. And it starts right from the top, the head of the snake, with McDavid, who did score, did get an assist, but was not the play engine, the play driver that you've come to expect. And this is a legitimate concern. The Oilers are now really embroiled and have to, you talk about the basics, simplifying all this shit. Well, it's got to start right from get-go.
From 97. This, once again, the Ducks hadn't played a playoff game at the Honda Center since 2018. That crowd, they were rocking to start it. Shockingly enough, and we'll take it period by period here just a second with the headlines, but man, you could tell right from Jump Street that tonight was going to be a tough one for the Edmonton Oilers. Couple programming notes. Devin Dubnyk, unfortunately, will not be joining us tonight for Oilers Nation After Dark. He's coaching his kids out in a tournament. He's staying in a hotel. He's got an early game tomorrow. Dad comes first. But Menzies and I will be with you all night long because the fridge is stocked. We got our piss jugs. I'm just kidding. Inside.
Yeah. Watch out.
And not the positive show that I was looking for. I'll break the fourth wall. Normally, before showtime, the three of us, producer Brett included, we're bumping. We're jumping off the walls. Win, lose, or draw, whatever. Dead silent before we kick this one off. But let's hope the Super Chats can help us out because win, lose, or draw, we do always raise money for the Ben Stelter Foundation, a cause very near, very dear to all of our hearts. QF Pro dropped in $10, says, I don't feel it, but I need to spin the positive here. Oilers scored 8 goals in 2 games, playing the worst hockey I've seen from them since 2-9-1. This is not the Oilers I know. They can be much better. I think that's the frustrating part of this is, once again, through 2 games today on pregame, and we're talking the Oilers have been getting depth scoring throughout their lineup. It's just been the power play, the big dogs, and while the power play and the biggest dog got off the schneid in this hockey game, they simply didn't give enough. Nathan's in 279. Pix is in game 4. Need a shakeup. Connor Ingram is in without blame in this hockey game as well. It wasn't what you wanted to see. I think there was maybe 1 or 2. That's why I wish this would have been a good game to have Doobie with us to break it down. Lucas Dostal made more saves than Connor Ingram did. I will say, though, he's not the reason they lost this game. He was hot to start, under siege immediately to begin that hockey game. But men's, I guess quickly, take away from Ingram?
I thought he got worse the longer the game went along. I thought he was obviously the best Oiler to start because they were getting their rammed right from puck drop, and Ingram was at the very least came to play. And the longer it went along, the rush goal, that was the which one was
there was a couple of goals in this hockey game. Which one was that one? The wrister that beats him from the face-off dot. Is that
Glove
Seneca?
Side.
Seneca?
Yeah.
4-3?
The Seneca. That's one that just how the Oilers are playing in the offensive zone. And again, they have such a reluctance to cycle pucks, keep pucks low, and because of it, it led to transition chances down the stretch of this game. One of the ideas of doing that is that it's far away, you play down there, and then you can, and we saw that briefly, but just not nearly enough. And just managing pucks overall, this team. And once the forecheck of the Ducks really got going, it was just coming in waves over and over. Somehow the Oilers, scored the first goal in this game. And if they could have somehow got to the first intermission tied, they couldn't. It was the right score. And overall, the game finished with the right score.
It's a theme this season, the overpassing, the pretty play, the unwillingness to shoot. And what you said there, when you're trying to do that in the offensive zone, dangling near the blue line, you are susceptible to some turnovers and some rushes going back the other way. And you know this Duck squad, they got young, they got middle-aged talent as well. They just got talent all over their lineup, and they'll make you pay, even the fourth line. Old dogs like Alex Killorn all of a sudden are looking unbelievable in this series. Somebody said this feels like Groundhog Day, last year's first round. And pick any game from October, November, December. That's what the Oilers look like. We keep joking that it's game 85 of the regular season. That's exactly what this looked like tonight. And the frustrating part, I'm going to keep going back to it, is all season we banked on and believed McDavid, Leon, Ekholm all saying we know when we need to play our best hockey. We know how to play playoff hockey. What I'm watching here from the Edmonton Oilers does not resemble playoff hockey whatsoever. It does not resemble the Oilers of yesteryear and when they dummied the Western Conference last season. Percy, positive vibes. Clap it up. $100 super chat.
Thank you.
Hit the century mark.
Call.
Said, okay, that sucked worse than a leech. But this shit is far from over. Just need to stop the oil leak and oil up. We may be down, but we are not out. Keep fighting till the end. For Ben, hearts. Hope will never die. Cut you.
Cut you.
Insert cathartic screaming at the end as well. I was going to say, which one of us wants to take that role? And I was going to go, we know it's Brett.
Yeah. I needed that one.
And he did it all on its own. Yeah, let it out. Let it out. Also, a good time to remind you, voicemail line is active. You see it there in the YouTube chat. So if you want to let it fly, let it rip. What'd you think about McDavid, Bush, some star players, your overall confidence level? Right now, down 2-1, still on the road in Anaheim. The word early summer is being thrown around online and in some group chats of my friends, but damn it, give me one more. It's a cup year.
Cup year.
Hope will never die. Hun Talk is in with $2, says hashtag I miss Woodcroft. Cup year.
Cup year.
Yeah, that's a part that I was choosing to ignore.
Justice for Jay. Justice for Jay. I've said it all along. He got unfairly treated at the end, and justice for Jay. He's taking it out.
He is, and he's on the better side so far through 9 periods. Rusty, $5. This Oilers team is taking years off of my life. Amen, brother, but I wouldn't want it any other way. Oilers in 6, we can win 3 of 4. I'm not worried. Get the split on Sunday and roll. LFG Oilers, cup year.
Cup year.
Rusty, we need some of that optimism right now because I'm reading some of the general vibe and consensus in this chat, and frankly, I don't like it, but I feel like it's a little justified. Jordan, $6.99, not playing good hockey. As a delusional fan, LA was up 2 games, and then we won 4. Win on Sunday and take the series back. Cup year.
Cup year.
Confidence level on the Oilers running it.
Well, here's my
3
gripe
straight?
that I've said a little bit, but not a ton, is just this looking back of, well, this is something that happened last year, or this thing happened last year. And, you know, maybe there's something to that. Obviously, they've been in similar types of spots, but good Lord, do you need to learn the same lessons again every year? These characters, it's like characters from a TV show that learned lessons last season, and then you're watching the new season, and you're like, oh, they're going to have to relearn that? Everything resets every episode? There's no continuity
It feels
here
just like
from one
22
to the
minutes
next.
goes by, and we are right back where we
You
started.
know, everything's a self-contained Simpsons episode. So it's just, it's so frustrating because all season long, you really didn't know how to judge this Oilers team. Your eyeballs told you, well, this has been a flawed hockey team. You know, in some ways they're getting away with it, and then their superior skill can pull them through a lot of the times, but their habits have been poor. And then throughout the end of the regular season, there started to be a type of game plan, a type of path where we can play this is like their philosophy, we can play a lower event game. They're thinking, oh, and that can be a path here. It doesn't have to be a 7-5, 6-4 hockey game and just knock them down, drag them out type of hockey. And that's what gave Oilers fans a little bit of confidence again. It's like, okay, it's been a long winter. They're coming out of hibernation a bit, perhaps. And then you go into this series, and here we go. Like, it's like you've just been dropped back into the middle of the regular season, and you're wondering, man, where's been the stacking? Anaheim is the team that is stacking their game. They were also the team that struggled to end the regular season. They look like a team that is playing free and easy, and the Oilers, who do have a lot of pressure on them, look like they're carrying 1,000-pound anvils on their backs. And there is a lot of pressure on them, but they know how to do this stuff. For whatever reason,
That's the frustrating part.
they can't do it, and they can't do it unless they're backed right into a corner against the one they absolutely have to. So, well, they've put themselves in this position, and come what may.
They gotta dig in or dig out, whatever term you want to use. And right, like I go to when I just say that, that's the frustrating part. Like last year's Stanley Cup Finals, we were just completely outclassed by the Florida Panthers, and I got no problem admitting defeat that. We didn't deserve to win. I got some issues with this series because we could have a chance to win if they would stop shooting themselves in the foot and making the same errors over and over and over, whether it's a horrible first pass on the breakout attempt, whether it's dangling a little too extra on the blue line, not deciding to cycle that puck around the boards one more time, trying to make a play, and then it's out your end, or it's out of the offensive end and into your end with speed. And very frustrating evening here on Oilers Nation After Dark. Couple more super chats, 2 more. Tyler's in, $6.99, not your Chuck. Said McDavid and Dry need to win this series. Dry's been good, but it's up to those two. Not defense, not goalies. Those two are too good to not take over. Once again, Leon Draisaitl, considering the fact he hadn't played since March 15th, I believe it was. That second line, I got no complaints. I got no notes on how they've been playing. That's, if I'm Nobby, the trio I'm putting up on the film board and going, you see, the willingness to dump a puck in, continue to cycle. Good things tend to happen when they're on the ice. Bob Stauffer, 279, just says witchcraft. Could it be witchcraft? Is that what's going on?
I was thinking it was a play on Woodcroft. Witchcraft.
Maybe.
Witchcraft.
I hate to do it, but could the duck that was thrown on the ice
No.
be the turning point? Is the duck on the ice the Jim Hiller challenge from last year? The Oilers had all the momentum before that duck was on. They just scored the tying
That's a
goal.
summer conversation. I'm not willing to have that yet.
I'm looking for clips, damn it.
I'm not willing. No, I won't put my face to that because we don't know that yet. We're still in this
Brett
thing.
has laid down a marker. He's laid down a marker.
I'm just saying, there's an obvious
not
moment
saying, but
where
he's saying.
things change. Hey, the turducken might have been a fucking problem.
It wasn't good. I'll
Wasn't
say
great,
that.
no.
In terms of the spirit, the feng shui,
We know spirits.
the juju,
Seanced.
and look, we may have to be called upon. The Jari stick thing we tried. I don't know what we can do. We've tried a lot of crazy shit. I mean, at some
I'm willing to try more.
point, the hockey team has to play like they can play and make a first pass and break out of the zone with possession and either chip a puck and go to work to get it back or hit the player they're trying to hit tape to tape instead of forcing a puck through bodies and sticks.
Not good. Let me tell you, though, about something that is good. And that's Boston Pizza, because for 32 dark years, Canadian hockey teams have come up short in the NHL playoffs. But this year, BP's is teaming up with the hockey gods, appeasing them with their new beautiful playoff menu for a limited time. You can order specific items off of that playoff menu. It's unbelievable. I've dabbled in it. I wish I had some of those matzo sticks. We actually tried some of them here at the office.
Yep.
They're pretty damn good. And if you want to eat your feelings away, I highly recommend that you go down to Boston Pizza. Brett, in the effort of trying to pick things back up, We got Iceman coming out May 15th. Give me some Champagne Poppy for the headlines. Yeah. Still doesn't even work. Headlines brought to you by Swiss Donair as well. Open for 25 years. Now open 7 days a week. The pride of the North Side. Take advantage of their delicious menu. Let me just tell you that. So, men's, we gotta kind of take it from the top here, and I want to go maybe period by period because each one of them tells a different story, albeit the third kind of looked like the first. So the opening 20 minutes, the opening 5 minutes of this hockey game felt like holding on for dear life and just hoping the Oilers could handle that wave from the Anaheim Ducks because they, forgive the image, they were running the Oilers shit to start this one. They were physical, they were heavy on the forecheck, they were aggressive, and we talk about the theme all night. Errors, turnovers, giveaways, whatever you want. It started early in that first period. Unsuccessful breakout after unsuccessful breakout. And Connor Ingram, give him credit. He might have been the best Oiler out there, definitely for the first 20 minutes. I mean, for fuck's sakes, the Anaheim Ducks put 20 shots on net in 20 minutes of play in that opening frame. And it was crazy because, I mean, it was a tweet from Zach Kavanaugh. Great follow for at least this series right now. He covers the Ducks. Yep. And he said, quote, the best 13 minutes the Ducks have played all season, but somehow, some way, the Oilers handled that first wave, and they actually scored the first goal of the hockey game yet again. It's Vasily Podkolzin finding a way. It's nothing pretty. It's nothing sexy, but they get it done, and all of a sudden, you're sitting there going, wow, did we just escape disaster in the first 13 minutes of this game? You're feeling confident going, okay, they did survive the wave. And then it was short-lived, Michael Menzies, because Anaheim quickly responded, picked up right where they left off. 2 goals in 90 seconds, a minute and a half span. Once again, finished the period with 20 shots on goal. There was positives in it that Ingram and the Oilers were able to withstand the wave, but I mean, dude, shots were, when I look at this, end of the first period, they were 20-7 for the Anaheim Ducks. There's no world, no reality where that strategy is going to work out, where you're going to benefit from that.
I want to take it right to the center ice puck drop. So Draisaitl is getting into it with Granlund right off the hall. And you're like, okay, the Oilers are going to have a little FU to their game tonight. Works him over twice. It's a quick offside. Well, that was it. Because Seneca, quick shot right after. Ingram makes a good save. Ducks on the forecheck next shift. Gauthier gets it back. Stop. Oilers try a couple chips out of the zone. They go nowhere. Ducks, again, back in. Savoy, miss pass. Neutral zone turnover leads to Killorn rush chance. Icing. You're 4 minutes in. The shots are like 6-0. Carlson wins the draw and leads to a quick shot. Ingram denies a big redirect from Kreider. The sneaky one that kind of... Wallman, brutal turnover, leads to 2 chances for the Ducks' fourth line. They just get away with it because it's offside right afterward. Then they keep forechecking. VL on McDavid. McDavid already frustrated. Ducks are pressing more. After the commercial, dry line versus the fourth line. Oilers get a look. But again, Ducks quickly transition back. Bouchard turns it over, leads to a rush. And this is just me rattling off the first 13 minutes where it was completely one-sided before kind of the rabbit chance where the Oilers, without much zone time in the period, were able to get Podkolzin a little bit of soft ice there after Hyman was initially stopped on the 3-on-2 rush. And it's kind of, considering how poor the Oilers were on the rush offensively and defensively, this may have been their only good result out of it. But how good has Anaheim been in responding to Oiler offense? Especially in the last 2 games. I mean, they scored 2 goals in a minute. It is quick back-to-back, and the Oilers they're spinning once again. So McTavish gets the first, and then Granlund on the power play makes it 2-1. because of a second penalty where Szymanski retaliated with a high stick. So you've taken 2 bad high sticking penalties, and here it's a rebound, and rebounds were a big part of Ingram's game, the good, the bad, and the oily. And the Oilers rightfully started to trail this game. Face-offs, 60% to 40% for the Ducks in the first period. They seem to be winning them time and time again in the Oilers zone. And here, like, it's set up now where they're comfortable. Far pad, it's going to be a pass. And Granlund really stepped up. It was his best game of the series tonight.
Anaheim Ducks power play scores once again. I believe that is now 7 straight hockey games they've scored a power play goal.
7 in a row.
They're obviously winning the special teams battle in this series. Oilers power play did get off the schneid, but it's not very often that the Oilers are losing the special teams battle and are getting outworked on the power play. So, first period ends. You're down 1. You're saying, okay, with at least the effort we saw, at least I'll speak for me, I was pretty thankful that the Oilers were only down 1 goal. And you get into the second period, an area where on pre-gaming I said, if I got one thing to ask for, it is to not completely fall asleep in the second. And we got that from the Edmonton Oilers because that was, once again, it's not a hard choice to make. That was their best period of the evening. They scored 2 goals in 5 minutes to eventually take the lead in this hockey game, right? And it's guy in Kasperi Kapanen, who that's his 3rd goal now in the playoffs, 3 in 3 games. I cannot say enough good things about that second line. Here we get a look at it. Draisaitl and Connor Murphy getting in on the assists as well. This feed from Leon Menzies was just... This was nasty.
Yeah, I mean, they find a way here.
This is why I believe. This is why I have belief right here.
This line is the only one.
They're all we got.
Is the only one going. And in the second period, Knobloch created a whole bunch of different looks with lines. But this is the one that stayed. And Draisaitl can make these plays. And, you know, considering everything that Draisaitl went through to be ready for the playoffs, he's been one of the Oilers' best players. I mean, that trio is driving so much of the offense, especially 5-on-5, because the power play a little better percentage-wise tonight. There wasn't a ton spent on the power play, but here you go. I mean, you're getting contributions from Kapanen, who you didn't expect, 3 goals for him, and Podkolzin. And again, despite it all, and that's really the type of phrase like, despite it all, the Oilers are within 1. Despite it all, the Oilers are tied. So it's
they keep you right there.
And when it was 5-3 in the third, we all knew, well, they're going to get within 1.
They're going to make this close. They're going to make it interesting.
They have to draw us back in, right?
The thing is, if this keeps going, we may have some May plans, boys. With Liam.
Oh, my.
What the hell are we looking at right now? I hate this.
This was an email that was sent to me from Liam saying, Beachin.
What do you think?
Liam, don't do that. Why are you sending that and putting it? I'd also like to point out Liam on ONE. Now, he's accurate. He said the Ducks were going to win Game 3. So this is the early summer stuff I don't want to be hearing right now. We got plenty of time to take beachfront photos in July. God damn it!
Who looks most? Is it me?
I think it's me.
Most like.
I think it's me.
Because
I think I'm Menzies and Brett because of the glasses and the hair.
I'm also wearing that headband right now.
Yeah, we have very distinctive hair.
That is insane.
I hate this.
You're hot.
Yeah, I was just about to say, my guy actually looks pretty good.
Well, you and Liam look like you're going to go to a Sugar Ray concert or something like that. Where
those are 2 Sherwood Park boys right there. Those are 2 Park boys.
Like,
go Crew. Ooh. That's great. Well, thanks for that, Liam. Hope will never die. All right, they're only down 2-1. We've been in worse spots. Hell, we forced a Game 7 in the Cup Final down 0-3. I ain't going to give up yet, but I love AI. I love ChatGPT and what they can whip up. So second period, right, things do improve. Nuge also got off the schneid. He was, I don't know, I'll say a little bit more noticeable. Maybe just because he scored a goal. I'm curious how the chat, what did you, think of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins in this game? Because, yeah, he had a big moment with the goal. Other than that, I don't know how much I would take away from it, but I'll say here, would you look at that, Michael Menzies? A shot from the point, some traffic in front, a little bit of a simplified attack here, and the Oilers are able to score a greasy one, a gross one, and they do grab a 1-goal lead. There was flashes of good hockey from the Oil in the second period.
Yeah. There were flashes. There were moments.
Don't let Liam bring all the negativity. We need
flashes,
something right now.
There were, and again, a lot of the flashes mainly from the second line, but here they were digging. Bouchard is able to get a shot through finally, and Nugent Hopkins is able to, find the loose puck there. Rare moment where Carlson can't make the play in front, but there was a little more jump when the lines changed, and Rosovic was moved up there, and Nuge was up there. Like, it obviously led to then just the chaos of rush chance, back and forth type of hockey. So the Oilers did get much more looks in that sense.
Yes, they did. I'm just seeing right now online, Brandon Douglas with a tweet. If there's anything that's truly reliable on this earth, definitely not the Let's Go Oilers. It's Oodle Noodle being there to mend emotional wounds.
Wow. Good call.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get into Oodle Noodle ad reads a little bit later on, but sorry, I just got distracted. I was like, was that a spelling? No, he is going for oods of nudes. All right, we got to talk about it. I see it being discussed a lot in the chat. Connor McDavid, the star players for the Edmonton Oilers. So, at the end of the day, he does finish with a 2-point evening. He has a goal, he has an assist, 3 shots on goal in 23:50 time on ice. But Menzies, Connor McDavid, and it doesn't always mean really anything, 2-point night, finished -4 in this hockey game. It was not good for Connor McDavid. Once again, it was better. There were improvements in my mind, but a major reason why the Oilers are down 2-1 in this series is the play of McDavid and how much he has been fighting it. You can now see, at least in my opinion, some of the frustration starting to settle in a bit. He took a penalty late in the third period as well with the Oilers on the power play, and he didn't look none too pleased heading over to the penalty box. It's no secret, this team goes as far as 97 will take them, and I always feel dirty, weird, gross whenever we discuss 97, because who the hell am I to tell him how to play NHL hockey? But you'd have to be blind not to see that his play, some of these direct turnovers, the choices, the decisions that he's making are negatively impacting the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, and there were just a few plays that
died on a stick.
A couple of rushes in the
a lot of 2-on-1s for the Oilers today.
Well, after it was 2-2, there was the 3-on-1 rush with McDavid down the left side that resulted in turnover. It didn't get onto the net. Afterward, toward the end of the period, they had the Bouchard rush that nearly ricocheted in. The 2-on-1 for the Ducks where Ingram made that great save on Killorn. And then the Oilers went back down the ice 2-on-1, and Lacombe made maybe the play of the game, although there's many plays of the game. There's a lot of goals. But that Mo in the air, Randy, swinging like this, and he swings and, my stick knocks it out of the air. Then McDavid on the 2-on-1 is the recipient of a one-timer that he sends wide. And those are just in the second period. Right before the 4-3 goal, the Oilers actually have a pretty good shift brewing in the offensive zone. And McDavid misses the net. Overall, the shift is a little overpassed. It continues. Bouchard hammers for a slap pass. I'm not sure why he didn't just barrel it toward the net, and that's what leads to the rush for Seneca. And, then you had McDavid fall on the 5-3 goal and look a little gimpy afterward. And, you could just go on and on. I feel like I'm Ryan Russillo just reading like the play-by-play of what happened. But there was a lot to it.
You can tell we don't feel too good right now.
Well, there's a lot to it because there's a lot of McDavid has the puck on his stick a ton. But I just feel like the Oilers now have to approach this like philosophically different. Like they have to become a chip and chase team and willing to start grinding it out. Give and goes with the puck. The carrying the puck, the longer they're carrying the puck, they're all getting bracketed. The Ducks are doing a great job of taking away the time and space, and so that any pass out of it, is getting deflected. Their sticks are, have been real active and they've been real good. And, McDavid gets the kind of the chintzy second assist and then gets a deflection for the goal to make it 5-4. And you hope that, will eventually start to click things moving forward. But there is just the play away from the puck with him and his line mates, where he's -4 tonight and he's dashed 13 in his last 7 playoff games.
Ooh, I don't like that stat. All Dress Trip says it well. It's just sad, fellas. This team can't seem to get their shit together, and I just don't get it. And adjustments need to be made. We heard, from game 1 on in this series, Nobby was, on the we're not line matching thing. We're going to kind of fight fire with fire here in a run and gun style. It's not working for the Edmonton Oilers because, which is crazy to say with Connor McDavid, but this Anaheim Ducks team, they've got the recipe right now on how to defend Connor McDavid. Give him no time and space. Be extra physical with him. And yeah, they're getting sticks. They're getting active sticks on pucks around McDavid because it's even like passes that are, and this doesn't apply to just tonight, the last 2 games as well, but like simple 5-foot passes in the O zone from, the face-off dot to the blue line on the power play, but they're not connecting type situation. And then you throw in that Nobby's trying different line mates for McDavid. I did think when switches were made in this game, Jack Roslovic actually looked okay, I believe, with Connor McDavid at some points, but he struggled. And then it brings me to the other guy, Evan Bouchard for the Edmonton Oilers. His stat line also reads 2 points, 2 apples in 21 of 41. He finishes -3 in this game, credited with 2 giveaways. And while no, I'm not even going to say it. I, once again, feel like Bouchard lacked some urgency, and there were some direct turnovers from him that directly led to goals for the Anaheim Ducks. And it's no secret here with the Edmonton Oilers, or any team by that matter. You go as far as your star players can really carry you, and the Oilers have leaned on Evan Bouchard all season long. And he sounds like the same thing I'm asking you right now, but Evan Bouchard as well, fighting it, and I see the chat. They've been all over him this evening.
Yeah, well,
for good reason.
You just can't make those type of plays, and he is flubbing pucks and fanning pucks a lot more than we're used to seeing. He's never been averse to a turnover. Don't get me wrong, but like now he's actually like there's fewer and fewer of the offsetting positive plays that are always going on. He can't seem to get his shot from the blue line on target enough. He doesn't seem to have a ton of confidence with the puck. And the 5-3 goal against is just a scenario where that play just can't happen. Like it just can't happen. But that's been the story of the series too. Is the puck is a foot behind, a foot ahead. The Ducks are already there waiting for that type of pass. And then, you're digging it out of the back of your net again. So we saw the minutes limited a bit more early on, especially for Bouchard. And tonight he was the third highest ice time for the Oilers defensemen. It was Nurse number 1 and Murphy number 2. There was a lot more Ty Emberson than the first 2 games. he was okay, but then Wallman dug himself into a whole bunch of trouble tonight as well. So it really was the Nurse and Murphy pair that were strong. And otherwise, puck management.
Puck management. I got a couple more super chats in here. Love this one from our friend Zooch23, who's a Golden Knights fan, I believe. Said, fellas, I'm drunk in an Uber in Salt Lake. Cup year, but not for our teams.
He's a Vegas fan.
Yeah, he's a Vegas fan.
Yeah, they got...
yeah. If that makes you feel better, Oilers fans. Golden Knights in a very similar position, but that doesn't make me feel any better right now. But we got to talk about the opposition, right? Because it isn't just the Edmonton Oilers shooting off their own foot. This Ducks team had waited since 2018 to play playoff game back at home on home ice, Honda Center. And they came out to play, man. They came out. They earned it. They were the much, much, much better team tonight. I'm afraid to go to moneypuck.com right now. 76.4% on the deserved to win-o-meter. It, frankly, wasn't even close, in my opinion. They were more physical. They were more opportunistic. Their power play continued to roll yet again. And this squad, for a team that was leaking oil, forgive my pun, heading in to the NHL playoffs, they'd won 2 of their last 10 games. All of a sudden here, after that opening 20 minutes for the Anaheim Ducks, I don't know what was said in the room in that first intermission, but Joel Quenneville has his guys playing playoff hockey right now, and it's wave after wave, line after line with attack. You're watching guys like Jeffrey Viel scoring goals, being a pest, being an asshole to play against for the Edmonton Oilers. Hate him, chirp him all you want. He's doing more than our fourth line of guys like Trent Frederick. This Ducks team, man, they're looking really good right now, and they do need credit for that.
Well, absolutely. And you think of how good, Cutter Gauthier has been. He's one of just 2 Ducks forwards that didn't have a point in this game. You know, the Ducks have 7 different goal scorers. Granlund had 4 points. Jackson Lacombe, I mean, he scores the empty netter, but he's the ice time leader in this hockey game at 26:49. I thought he was unbelievable in this game. You know, even when the Oilers are, again, trying to, thunder back in the game, and there was that play that was very close to being interference, but I thought that, and this was the 6-4 goal that eventually led to, but McDavid was in flight, cutting toward the right, and he had kind of the soft chip. He's chasing it. Lacombe is able to keep moving his feet just enough to just be in that gray area of interference. Is it not? And then the Oilers have to go chasing back. Ekholm is a misplay. He goes racing all the way down the ice, but then after the initial flurry is stopped, Ekholm then gets crossed up. Like either he's gassed from rushing back, he's just too slow, and that's when Viel kind of puts the icing on the cake to make it 6-4. But that play all starts from Lacombe, nullifying McDavid, sticking with him. I mentioned there in the 2-on-1 rush. I mean, the game's just on his stick. He's got 6 points in 3 games. He's a +3. He's just been a complete factor on both ends of the ice. And I thought the Oilers in Game 1, in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the first period, they had multiple hard, heavy hits on Lacombe. Hyman's was maybe the biggest. And the Oilers had to come out firing and hitting on a young, largely inexperienced decor, at least those pairs. The young guys of Lacombe and Mintnikov that are paired with the vets. And we saw that for half of one period. And that's really it. I mean, Lacombe has been able to control so much of these games when he's out there. I mean, what was his expected goal percentage? Something right up there, around 80%, 77% out on the ice. Like, he was
79.43%.
He was unbelievable. I mean, so yeah, and that's one guy, and the Ducks have their guys going right now, and they're riding waves of momentum. And the Oilers are just getting caught in stops and starts.
It's not good. He's not going anywhere also. And you think with just like tonight, game 4 in Anaheim, the Ducks have last change in this matchup. They can use that to their advantage. I'm not feeling good right now. In the chat also, Brad, what the hell is going on in here right now?
I don't know, but I'm snipping people as we go. So
Don't let Brett put you in timeout or ban you. Hey, we respect all the chirping in the world. Tasteful swearing as well.
But you don't go after other people in the chat. If you do, I gave the full umpire's warning. I pointed at each dugout.
You've been warned.
And then I gave it a done. And anything after the done is a ban. So
there's a Joel Quenneville quote about Lacomb's Game 3 performance. Quote, "My God, was he good tonight?" End quote. And Lacombe, I think, has been an underrated MVP for this series. And you know, Oilers fans should tip their cap in that way. He's playing well. But the Oilers, again, like, where is the forecheck approach here to make it difficult? You know, Paul Maurice said it best. Fuck the plays. Go hammering, right?
I always say, like, over a 7-game series, I would keep saying this on pre-gaming, those hits add up as a defenseman through 7-game series. You're shoulder checking, you're more prone to making mistakes, and they build up. And it's just, I'm frustrated here because it feels like, from everything I've kind of heard in the media now, 3 games. And Brett, do we have Kasperi Kapanen's clip? Because this kind of ties in directly to what I'm talking about, is that clearly what the Oilers are trying is not working right now. And I might exclude the second line of the Edmonton Oilers from this, but it's a run and gun, fast-paced style of play, and there doesn't seem to be any want or any wants to change up that strategy right now, and they're just kind of banging their heads against the wall. And I guess Kasperi Kapanen spoke to the media post-game about wanting to change their approach or not, still not wanting to change their approach. So let's take a listen to what he had to say. I'm curious.
You know, they've got 7 tonight. Can you slow down the overall pace of the game? Can you slow down just the style of play to make it more of what you guys might want to play?
I don't think we necessarily want to slow it down either. We want to play fast because we got fast guys as well. So I think it's just more being responsible with the puck and just defensively. I think that's something that we've been kind of battling with throughout this whole season. So look, I'm just going to give you the same answers I've been telling you for the last 3 months. So we just got to play better defensively and look forward to Game 4 and get a win and get a split here, and then we'll see what happens.
I get what he's saying, and I don't want to sit here and tell them what to do, how to live, how to play NHL hockey, but when he's saying we want to play this run-and-gun, fast-paced style, but we need to be responsible, you're not being responsible right now with the way you're doing this run-and-gun style, and doesn't take a genius to figure that out, and that's why I'm frustrated, because it doesn't feel like the adjustments are being made right now, and we've sat here now for at least the last 2 games talking about the same things.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but it's just the hole's gotten deeper in terms of the mistakes get exacerbated, right? Like, it becomes more and more of a glaring issue from 1 to 2 to 3. And I do agree with Kapanen. Like, they do need to play fast. The Oilers' strength is playing fast, but when you're not precise with the puck, which is,
he says fast and responsible. You can't do both right now at the same time.
It's just because they're not connected on the ice, and you know, to be able to make the plays that they want to make with speed requires precision, and when that isn't working, what do you do? And that's where I think they have to simplify, and I think they have to play a fast game, but it involves being fast and trying to be first to the puck, you know, below the Ducks goal line after a chip.
Like, fast doesn't just mean carrying the puck in at high speeds.
Right.
Fast means chipping it in, winning a battle on the forecheck, and that is pace as well.
You know, Brett said something when we were watching the game for Game 2, and it stuck with me. He's like, man, the Ducks are first on pucks all the time. And that has been so true. here throughout the majority of the 3 games is that the Oilers are being second to pucks. And so playing fast is right. But there's a difference. If you're going to be, trying to thread pucks through, you have to be precise. And when that hasn't been working, now I think they have to make a mindset adjustment about how they want to attack. And there's been a couple times also that they've been willing to just chip a puck out of the zone. They're going to have to get more comfortable doing that because there's been so many times second, third, fourth chances in the zone have come back to haunt them. And that's going to be something that they have to they're going to have to ugly it up and hopefully build their game so that they can have confidence to make those plays that they are used to making and that we've seen them make.
Well, we saw a little bit of ugling it up. There we go. That's a word. At the end of the game there with a little bit of rough stuff and letting them go there. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
I don't even necessarily mean that, but the live to see another day type chip out. This is a war of attrition right here. And once again, we know this as Oilers fans. You can't always outscore all of your problems. Let's go now to the good, the bad, the oily, as I know that I didn't tell Brett a good, bad, or oily because we were so upset post-game. So fuck it, we'll do it live. Brought to you by Oodle Noodle. You want me to reread Brandon Douglas's tweet once again? Because I'm on now, Oodle Noodle. They will always be there for you when the Oilers disappoint you. Take advantage of their many deals. Download their app, sign up. You can earn loyalty rewards points. Modern day couponing, I call it. Take advantage of their $2 deal. It is amazing. It is good. Chat, I'm going to need to lean on you here. What was good tonight for the Edmonton Oilers? Couple things pop into my mind immediately. The power play does get off the schneid in this game, albeit not all that intentional, you might say, but you don't apologize for scoring goals in the NHL. The power play goes 1 for 2 in this hockey game. That's vaguely positive. That's good. Another good thing I will say, once again, kind of feel like it's tough to pick here. Connor Murphy was the designated number 1 Edmonton Oilers bodyguard in this hockey game, and I did like seeing that. His pushback, his fight back, he noticed whenever somebody was taking an extra shot after the whistle, coming in, grabbing horse collar, delivering some shots, and that's refreshing to see in a game where the Oilers weren't necessarily competing on the ice up and down, but Connor Murphy was competing that way, at least after whistles and whatnot. Menzies, what jumps out to you for good? Power play?
Vasily Podkolzin. Vasily Podkolzin, I think, was the Oilers' best player. And by some margin, I think. When you look at the total picture of the game, he scores that first goal, gives them a bit of life when nothing was going on and they were getting worked, makes it 1-0. And then there's other aspects too, where he blocks a shot in the second period right in the ankle. He doesn't even have time to grimace. His facial expression doesn't change. He was terrific in that respect, and he's the guy, look, the game's already been lost, what have you, and at least he's going to let his anger be known and takes a scrap with VL and tries to get, the tone set for Game 4. So I think Vasily Podkolzin, came to play in a major way tonight. And I think he's my good. I'd
say that second line, once again, if you want to just... That's been the good for a couple games now, but Kapanen, he gets on the board. Pods, he gets on the board. Leon continues to play well. That trio as a whole, expected goals for percentage of 66%, by far the highest on the team for the Oilers. Scoring chances were 5-2 with them on the ice. High danger, 2-2. I guess another good is that Leon Draisaitl looks as good as he does, and we got our first completed kind of no-look backhand pass. Wasn't a spinorama from Leon. Put it up right on the tape of Cheeks Kapanen. So that was good. That was a highlight reel pass.
Yeah, I thought of the 3 games, this was maybe his worst one, Draisaitl. But again,
I'm still not going to say bad, and it's hilarious because he has 2 apples in this game. It just...
No, I'm not going to pick at the one line that is really going.
I I'd say just maybe not as smooth as the other two games,
Yeah.
but I mean, at the end of the day, 2 points, the best and most effective trio of the night.
Yeah, 6. I mean, he's got 6 points in the series. So I think he'd be closest to the series lead in points now. There was a 3-way tie with 4 beforehand. Let me see what this will. Yeah, so he's tied for the series lead in points with Jackson Lacombe.
Jackson Lacombe,
He's such a monster.
leading
man.
from the back end.
How about that?
He's young, he's big, he's got offensive skills. Jackson Lacombe's going to be a problem in the NHL and specifically the Pacific Division for the foreseeable future, if I want to put it lightly. All right, that's good. We then go to bad. Take your pick in this hockey game. You can go with the turnovers. Feel like you could play the bad from maybe a mid-November game here on After Dark and probably run the same thing once again. Overpassing, not completing breakout passes, sloppiness. I don't know, man. What do you got for bad on this night? Brad, help me out. I'm feeling extra dejected right now, and I blame Liam for that photo.
Why? That was a great photo.
So formally dressed on the beach.
I know. It looks like you just got off a business meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say I look hot. I like it. And I own that exact shirt. I don't know how
Crazy.
and where he pulled that from, but
Yeah, and I'm wearing a pea coat on the beach.
I'm pretty sure that was your Nate headshot.
Yeah, not quite. That was I know what that picture is. That was me and McMurray.
I know
a month and a
exactly
half
what
ago.
photo he used for me, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you sure?
The bad is I got no credit on Hockey Night Canada.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Louise.
No, tell the folks.
bad.
Tell the
So
folks.
all the Chads were mentioned on the Pontiac staff because they've got a million Chads. So we've got Chad Nelson.
Like their names are actually Chad, not
Yes.
like douchebags? is
Yes,
what you
no,
meant
their
there?
names
Okay.
are all Chad. Chad Nelson, the general manager, the head coach, Chad Mercier, the assistant coach, Chad Carter, second assistant coach, Chad Taylor. And then they included husband Chad, who is like periphery. He was my old boss in Bonneville. He's not the team. I'm the team.
Group vacation to Chad. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Anyway, and so how we did it was we numbered the Chads. It was C1, C2, C3. And so, and then the head coach was Merce. It wasn't, he didn't get a number. So C2, C3, kept it.
I like
There was a
that.
whole numbering system. We had to do it. But yes, it was a big talking point in the AJHL. I wrote for the pre-scout article that came out this morning about, a big narrative of this series was, playoff experienced Oilers versus inexperienced Ducks. And I talked about it before that I thought the narrative was a little too, I didn't know how much it really played out. Obviously, as a team, as a core, the Ducks didn't have collective experience, but they had individuals who have played in playoffs, a lot of playoffs, and a couple Stanley Cup winners. But that's what there's the experience. Yes, they've been there, but there's the maturity. And the Oilers have the experience, but the maturity in their game isn't always there. And the maturity are those, again, the cliches about like the details in the game, but things that aren't, they're not huge glaring issues, but they can be the types of things that just lead to end up being the start of something that leads to goals.
Compounding mistakes.
That's right. That's a great way to put it. And I just think there's a lack of that in this series from the Oilers, and they need to. Again, I've said it already tonight, but they need to find ways to change their approach, to play a simpler game, and so it isn't just river hockey right now. Yes, they can get in a shootout and win them some of the time. There's no doubt about that. But tonight was the first time in the series that 5-on-5, they were getting consistently worked. The Oilers were controlling a lot of the play 5-on-5 in the first two games and had an 8-4 lead in 5-on-5 offense heading in. It was the special teams that was a problem. This was the night that the Ducks showed that they can play 5-on-5 with a concerted effort and plan and take care of business there. So that's where the Oilers are now they are going to be forced to reevaluate what they're doing.
Once again, bad. Connor McDavid could be a part of the Oilers' effort tonight, and head coach Chris Knobloch spoke to the media post-game about McDavid and his other superstars' efforts out there on the ice tonight, and the struggles, but the fact that it shouldn't be all on their shoulders. I'm curious what Nobby has to say. Let's take a listen.
And a point and assist for Connor McDavid today, but in your opinion, he looked like he was laboring a little bit. How did you see it?
I saw him, I thought like our team wasn't very good in the first period. I thought he had his best period in the second. Had some great scoring chances, some odd man rushes, and, we got a goal and assist tonight. We got some, maybe we got a goal in the power play, which was good for us. But, I think he's getting better, and that's what we need.
McDavid, Bouchard, Ekholm, Hyman, between them they're minus 12. You got to have more out of your best players to beat this young team.
I'd say that's usually win and lose out here, your best players, and they certainly carried us the previous 2 years. They absolutely did, and I think right now to say that it's all on their shoulders is completely unfair. I think everyone needs to step up a little bit.
You're going to need it takes a village to get the Edmonton Oilers out of the hole that they are currently in, but it definitely starts at the top with guys like McDavid and Bouchard. Also, when he just said that, did he say minus 12 between McDavid, Bouchard, and Hyman tonight?
Something like that, yeah.
Not good. Not great.
I couldn't hear at first. We had the speakers at like a decent volume, and it was extra quiet. Knob, the almost inaudible Knob.
Somebody said in the chat earlier, like maybe 45 minutes ago, they went, Nobby is doing an awesome Menzies impression right now.
Yeah, I'd say that your best players have to be your best players. And I think you'll find in playoff series that if those best players aren't your best players, then you're going to lose hockey games.
So, Chris, did you think it was going to be this hard?
Yeah, I don't know.
I was curious how if the game didn't go the way tonight, if we were going to get maybe some spec moments there in the media, and we still got a couple more sounds in the room for you, so we'll find that out together. The Oily we go to now, I simply go with fight at the end of the hockey game. I like that from Vasily Podkolzin. And at the end, you saw Colton Dach flipping his lid. I believe Freddie was out on the ice. I mean, yeah, maybe a little too late. But that's as oily as it really gets tonight. And Vasily Podkolzin, he didn't learn that from Ned Lukasevich, how to throw bombs like that and get into scraps. So that's all on him. I constantly talk about his lunch pail, his hard hat mentality. It's in so many different facets of the game. And Oily getting a playoff fight.
Yeah. 2/3 of the Gordie Howe didn't end up with the with an assist there tonight, but 4 points in the series for Pods. Goal, 3 assists, plus 4, averaging 16-23, 16 hits.
He's carrying his weight. He's pulling on his rope.
16 hits. That's twice. That's twice as many as a guy that I'll hand you a clip, Brett, pretty soon here because it's been building up, and I've just been waiting for the segment. It's going to be apropos of because there's a guy we haven't even said his name tonight, and we'll get there.
Let's get there right now. Let's get into the jeans, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Only the finest tasting meat products earn the Wilhauk name. Made from 100% Alberta beef, their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size, and you can find their jerky, sausage, and other products out of their Leduc location. For more information, head on over to wellhawkbeefjerky.com. Menzies, let it rip. Who was wearing the denim tonight?
Okay, so he was not the worst player tonight for the Oilers. There's a few obvious candidates, and I'll let you guys have at him tonight. But there's a guy that we haven't even said his name. This is how irrelevant to the action he was tonight. And a couple times in the early part of the season, I ranted about this guy. But what is Trent Frederick doing? what is Trent Frederic doing? This guy is signed till the end of time in Edmonton. Trent Frederic has 8 hits in 3 games in this series. You know, he's averaging 9 minutes a night. If the puck's even near Frederic, nothing's going to happen with it. Like, he can't make a puck play. You'd love him to be a physical force and a threat, but he is so far behind on being a first to the puck that by the time the puck's already moved, that's when he arrives at the spot. Like, again, Frederic was not the worst player tonight, but he was just absolutely invisible. There's been nothing there, and it has been such a trying season. But other guys have done his job better for a fraction of the cost, and this has just been a total write-off season. And look, I hope he can turn it around. I've been waiting. I don't mention him most of the time. I've lowered my expectations for what Trent Frederic can do and what he can provide. There was a little bit of buzz, a Bash Brothers thing with Colt and Doc. Oh, maybe they can feed off each other's energy. But all the time this year with Trent Frederic, other people have come in and done his job better than he can. Max Jones played a quarter of the games this season, scored 3 goals, 1 off of what Janmark did. Colton Dock has come in and done Trent Frederic's job better than he can for a fraction of the cost. Josh Szymanski came in. Josh Szymanski's just dipping his toe into pro hockey and sent shockwaves through the Oilers roster in November.
Preach, brother.
So it's like, come on, man. Like, this is going to be the time. But we've seen now almost, 100 Trent Frederic hockey games? And you're wondering, like, when will be the moment you're like, okay, this is the guy they scouted. This is the guy they're like, okay, let's make him forged into the rock of Rogers Place till the end of time.
And once again, the thing, like, we all know it. It's a dog shit contract. It's not working out the way that you want it to. But down the stretch run of the season, we want to be positive. We want to be optimistic. We want to believe. So we bought in a little bit and went, there's something here. There's physicality. There's energy shifts. I always said it. Wow, he was a positive asset tonight. He made things better, understood his role. And it feels like, yeah, until the final minute of the hockey game, you don't notice Trent Frederic whatsoever. And I like your point about him just not even laying a hit because he's so goddamn late to the play, where he's just flailing his stick 1 second trying to make some pussy-footed effort towards it. Freddie, your style, your body, everything. He said it so much down the stretch run of the season. This has playoff performer written all over it. The type of guy that, fuck, man, you look at Jeffrey Viel and what he's doing right now for the 4th line for the Ducks. Trent Frederic is nowhere near that, and it's a conversation we're going to continue to have here in Edmonton. Still plenty of time for him to figure it out and play his way out of it, but like the kind of stuff that we're asking here from Trent Frederic isn't groundbreaking highlight reel offensive plays. It's the kind of stuff that, like, I mean, I got to use him as an example, but he's like the teacher's pet of it. Vasily Podkolzin, like, he has the exact same style of play, does all those things. Yes, he does have 19 goals in the regular season because he gets rewarded and put in good spots because the meat and potatoes are always there, the physicality, the things that make pods. Trent Frederic, and once again, Colton Dock, not a whole heck of a lot done as well in this hockey game, but he doesn't have an 8-year contract for this team, and I think the expectations are not the same for him.
It's just, I'm not going to get all into it. I'll make this quickly, but just imagine we've talked for an hour 20 here on a postgame or however long we've talked, and his name hasn't even floated close.
I didn't even think about bringing it up. Yeah.
Right? Just there's so many other factors, and you can be frustrated because, you know, McDavid is not playing well. There's too many puck mistakes, Bouchard, whatever, and on and on and on and on. Well, at least they're involved in the play. At least they can get the puck. At least they can do something with it. At least somewhat the game revolves around what they do or what they won't do. But Frederic, who's signed till 2034.
Oh.
Like,
that hurts way more to hear than I don't know why that hurts more than
I don't know. That might be 2033.
Either way, it hurts, and it's not going well right now. That's a great. So
Jeans anyway, pick. That's my choice.
Brett, anybody jump out to you? Guy for me, I think Freddie. That's a very good one. Like we've already talked about McDavid. We've already talked about Bush. One guy I could mention. He had a good first 2 games, but I did not think he had it again tonight. Jake the Snake Woolman. I thought he had a number of turnovers in his own end, much like the Evan Bouchard thing. You know, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Jake Woolman, last 2 games, had been physical. He'd been an asset to this team. He was fighting it. He was a part of the puck management in a negative way in this hockey game. So you look at his stat line across. Besides the giveaways, that's a straight-up Tony Snell, Brett.
Yeah.
Zeros across the board.
Yeah. You mentioned it. He had a good first 2 games so far this series. Allowed to have a stinker, but, I mean... what's already been said, I can't add anything that hasn't already been said, to be honest with you. This has just been an absolute stinker.
Speaking of stinkers, let's do Bordzy's Bankroll, brought to you by Bet365. 19 plus, please play responsibly. Check out their 3-goal early payout feature where, if you bet on your squad, pre-puck drop, money line, and they go up by 3 goals at any point, you will get an automatic win and early payout. Bang! Shout out Bet365, 19 plus, please play responsibly. Stinker? No. Needed. Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I meant stinker because I didn't hit.
Okay.
I need all of them.
I'm a baseball player. 2 for 3 is a good game.
Matt Savoy needed 2 shots on goal, finished with 1.
I told you didn't love it. That was my apprehensive one for you.
Hindsight's 2020.
Hey, I lost more money than you did on a 3-legger.
Yeah, we're so responsibly. Feelings. Once again, place your wagers at Bet365. Pods hit his shot prop. I think that's like the 6th game in a row Pods has hit his shot prop.
Yeah.
Keep going back to the well. McDavid does get 2+ points at -120. I was considering going for the Murphy blocks. He had 4. Went with Matt Savoy instead. And I even knew that he wasn't going to be on the top line with McDavid going into the game. I still kept him. Menzies, that was stupid of me.
Yeah, I mean, I went back. Murphy's scorned me on the blocks.
Anytime you go heavy.
Yeah, like it's the infinite hack unless I choose it, and then it gets me. But, the over, the Murphy, and the Oilers money line. Oilers money line was the 3-legger. And
if they went up by 3, you could have had the early payout.
Yeah, and the wheel. I don't know what we need to do.
Wheels in a rut, much like the Edmonton Oilers. The wheels in a rut.
The wheels in a rut. You
got to spin your way out of it. It's
giving us some real names here. What was it today? Woolman. And I have the notes.
Was it not Podkolzin?
Was it not Podkolzin?
Oh, wait.
I'm pretty sure it was Podkolzin.
No.
I think it was.
Oh, I didn't write it down.
Wait
a minute.
I think it was Podkolzin. Were we so angry this entire
No,
it was Roslovic.
It was
Roslovic.
Yeah.
Yep, no, so the wheel in a rut.
Yeah.
So much so we can't even remember what we were betting on.
Yeah.
Tough life. We've been awfully negative so far in this show. I think it's justified. I think it's understandable. But maybe we need some reasons for optimism. Matthias the Viking Ekholm spoke to the media post-game talking about how this team's been there, done that before. This is nothing new for them. Let's see what the Viking had to say.
Yeah, give them credit. They're doing a good job. They're on top of us. They're forechecking hard. They're winning a lot of pucks, and we just got to win more battles. That's what it starts with. We got an experienced group in here. We've been through this before. You look at 2 years ago, we were down. Look, last year, we were down again in the first round. So it's nothing new to us. It's just we got to bring it.
One thing you guys have here that they don't is a ton of playoff experience, right? Is this the time that you got to draw back on that? And I guess, what do you draw back on?
Yeah, just being through it. It's a 2-1 series. It's 1st to 4. So there's a lot of hockey left to be played, right? The momentum shifts, the swings. We've all been through it in here. So lean on that and just take a deep breath and knowing that sun's going to come up tomorrow again. And we got a big game coming up here in Game 4.
2-hour rule. We got to move on soon. We got to get ready for Game 4. As you just heard it there from a leader in the Oilers room. They got to lean on some of that experience. my opinion, they got to lean on some adjustments as well. One more super chat, but before that, got to keep paying the bills. Shout out, didn't do it off the hop.
Yeah.
Capital GMC Buick, the boys, Ty and Liam, were actually down there earlier today for ONE, and it's a hell of a lot. Check out their extensive inventory of top quality vehicles like the 2026 GMC Terrain Denali or the 2026 Sierra Denali Ultimate. Capital GMC Buick is Edmonton's highest volume GMC dealer and the #1 certified pre-owned dealer in Alberta. They're dedicated to providing you with the best possible customer experience and are rated #1 GM dealership in the country by Dealer Rater for 3 consecutive years. Bang! Shout out Capital GMC Buick. Bob Stauffer dropped in $13.99 earlier. He said, I know Killorn, and I guarantee him and that team are surprised they are doing this. They're a good team, but we are playing like shit. Let's go here. We are better than this BS. And then he also added another $2.79, all capitals. Why does it feel like we're playing Florida? I wouldn't go that far. It was the Florida forecheck that entirely killed the Edmonton Oilers. And right now, another reason for optimism, I do feel like it's kind of the Edmonton Oilers that are killing the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, but the Ducks...
They're good, and they're part of it, but...
I think...
Tonight, more so than ever.
Yes, agreed. After the first 2 games, you thought, okay, 1-1, Oilers controlling still a lot of the play 5-on-5, some special teams hiccups. The penalty kill has to be better. If they can clean up some of those areas, they're going to be all right. But the Ducks now they're gaining more and more confidence. So the Oilers have to, and I just wonder, especially because of how wild the games have been, like high scoring affairs, everything else. Like, what's the style of, like, obviously, I think, as an Oilers fan, you'd crave a little low event.
I'd take a 2-1 game so bad right now.
2-1. Is that possible to play?
Well, when I hear what Kapanen says in his post-game interview, and he's going, no, that we got to continue to play a fast-paced style, that kind of, it's indicating to me that maybe in the room they feel like they can beat the Ducks at this style. My eyes would tell me otherwise right now, but I think Knoblauch is too smart of a coach. He's been too good several years, like past 2 years, cup runs. He has made good adjustments in series that have helped them turn things around, and I still think it's in there. This team is incredibly skilled. We know they can beat the Anaheim Ducks in a 7-game series. It's just, it's not great insight or analysis. Will they?
Well, his job's on the line.
That was like a borderline Knoblauch right there, natural, and I hated that.
His job's on the line. If the Oilers don't come out of the series, Knoblauch will get fired. That is my guess. That is my hunch. I'm not even saying I want that or don't want that. I mean, you fire Knoblauch, there's no more impression.
The noise is going to be... What are we going to do?
The impression's gone.
What are we going to do?
But, like, there will be... If the Oilers lose the series,
only down
2-1. Significant ramifications. But what I'm saying is this is the time to put their heads together and be like, look, okay, enough of the BS. All right, here we go. The issue is, I think this season compared to past ones is they haven't really been able to do that much in the regular season.
We haven't seen it all year.
And their lineups have been so inconsistent due to injury and in different combos and such that, can they bring that? It's interesting how much of an impact a guy like Jason Dickinson has had, where since him coming in, it just solidifies a third line and they can get a veteran in there. And not just a veteran, but a guy who doesn't have the wear and tear of the last 2 years. And that's so important, getting in guys to fold that have more juice.
Guys that are hungry.
Right? And so, the Oilers certainly could use, oh my God, the stupid mic stand. Fighting it. Simplify. Got to simplify here. Stands in deep. Now, they got to get Dickinson. They really need Dickinson back in the lineup. And if they don't, they need a third line plan, or just a way that, that there isn't so much pressure on them in the D zone so consistently.
I saw something in the chat just said, part of the problem, Knobs doesn't trust his bottom six. You've lost Rico, you've lost Dickinson. There's some veteran experience, some guys that you trust in certain situations. But I do think throughout 3 games of the series, I mean, it's no secret, it's been run and gun style hockey. Anaheim plays with a fast pace. And I believe Zachary Martin Hyman, we got a clip from him post-game as well, talking about how the Oilers have been attempting to and how they will continue to attempt to combat the Ducks' speed. Let's listen to Hyman.
Awfully young and fast. Are you guys struggling with their speed?
Well, I think you can help their speed and you can deter their speed depending on how you play, and we're helping their speed right now. So we got to do a better job of all the little things, holding guys up. When you make them defend the full length of the ice, it's a lot harder to use your speed. We got to be better getting above guys. I think we can be better in a lot of areas on the defensive side of things.
They can be better. They know it. We know it. Even
There's no hiding it.
There's no hiding it. Even my blind grandmother can probably see it as well. Shout out to her. Cataract still got you. she's listening.
Extra intently, I'm sure.
She's not watching.
Heightened sense of hearing.
Yes,
let me
right.
tell you. I just farted. She heard that. Sounds of the Rumor
Shows
brought
what's
to you
going on.
by the Prairie Toyota dealers, looking to dominate off the ice as much as your team does on it. If you're a Ducks fan, check out the Toyota Tacoma. Its standard I-Force engine boasts an impressive towing capacity of up to 6,400 pounds. In fact, it's the most powerful Tacoma ever. So whether you're hauling gear to the rink or heading to an away game, tackle it with ease. The available panoramic multi-terrain view monitor gives you a live underfloor view to navigate even the toughest terrain with ease. When it's time to load up, the available power lift gate makes loading your gear in and out a cinch. Experience power, capability, and convenience with the Toyota Tacoma. It has officially hit tomorrow here on Oilers Nation After Dark. Happy Saturday to everybody
Happy
out
weekend.
there.
Whoa. We
Weekend.
made it. They let us get here. So liberals. Well,
It's like that guy in the chat I saw earlier who was going off.
Spit take right
Be
there.
safe this weekend. We'll be back on Sunday as well. But, yeah, Friday night victories. Once again, we weren't out at Greta for the watch party going down tonight. It's The Sauce, hosted by Ryder and Lisa. Keep it posted on our socials. We will be there throughout. Once again, who knows how long this run's going to be, but they're going to be there all every single away game, all playoffs long. And, Brett, we've been there a lot. Still a good time after the Oilers lose, but it's a disheartening feeling when you feel guilty when you're partying for the rest of the night. Like, we'd finish this show and be like, oof, down 2-1. Still going to order 6 beers, but I'm not going to feel good about ordering 6 beers.
Well,
I mean, you drink the 6 beers and you feel good again.
That's a good point. Yeah,
It
I
is?
am missing that. I did actually.
Cheers.
Cheers. I did actually get a
How's
text
the bladder?
from our boy.
Not good. I got a piss.
I got a message from Anthony saying, I miss you.
Yeah, I also got that message.
What the fuck?
Didn't even put us in a group. Texted us separately.
Wow.
Kind of fucked
I
up.
thought we weren't going to find out.
Took you to the
Wait,
side and he's like, man,
Wait.
I miss you.
You and
so
Brett talk?
much.
You and Brett talk?
I don't.
You guys chat. So we'll get into the voicemails in just a minute. Sounds like we got a lot of them as well. Woof. I'm excited for
Brett
that.
says during the game, he's like, is there a way we could get like more voicemails, you think?
That's how.
well,
That's
we got a
how right there. In
Just-
fact, we got one. You made the tweets about saying get in your voicemails during the game. Immediately, a voicemail was left.
Literally 5 minutes later, and through this show, I've gotten many. There is.
Ding.
I've
Ding.
got another one, genuinely. So
People are pissed. So before we do that, let's go around the NHL, and it's brought to you by Lease Busters. Shout out to them. Busting leases all over the place. Not bullet busting. lease busting. Because if you're stuck in a car lease and you want out, Lease Busters connects you with someone to take it over. No penalties, no buyout headaches. Instead of paying thousands to break your vehicle lease early, you can transfer it. Lease Busters makes that process simple. Michael Menzies, you need him in your life. So there are only 2 other games. Whoa. Give me the sounds, Brett. We're going around the NHL.
Holy shit.
It's loud in this room when he gets that every time.
We had to turn it up for Knobloch, and then, we just never reset the dial, you know what I mean?
I felt the wind.
Yeah.
I got blown back a little bit.
I found out I have a couple holes in my pants.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like when your buddy I just got new subs in my car, and you're just, whoa, the bass goes.
You're trying to converse.
Yeah.
Take a left.
Yeah.
You drove past it 4 blocks ago, man.
Yeah. You can feel your cells
This is a great song.
vibrating, and you're like, no, this isn't good. Actually,
Yeah,
I don't enjoy this.
And then they go, but just wait for the drop. Just wait for the drop. You're like, man, I've heard the drop 9 times already. I feel it in my insides. But other games going around, the Oilers are not the only home ice seed in the Pacific Division that is currently down 1 in their series. The Golden Knights lose 4-2 to the Utah Mammoth in their hockey game tonight. So they're down 2-1. Dylan Guenther scored a nasty reverse Leon Draisaitl power play goal. That's what I call him. You can't call it the Ovi. It's the reverse Leon. Leon. Lawson Krause, he scored 2 goals as well. And Katahat was in tough in this hockey game. Not good. He made 8 stops on 12 shots for a .667 save percentage. Menzies, that's not going to win you many games.
Nope.
No,
won't do it. Can't do it. It was a big night for the Mammoth. First ever playoff game.
How did our guy in the bandana? Did he post anything yet?
I don't know what happened with that guy. I'm not seeing his...
Chat, do you know who I'm talking about? It's this Mammoth fan. I don't follow him, but we see him always on For You pages and stuff. He wears the bandana in his basement. He's giving her and screaming into his phone for post-victory, post-loss
He's ripping
videos.
darts in his garage. Gangrene Utes fan is the handle.
How could you not trust a name like that?
This we can flip the BBL around. So
that guy,
the wild thing there with the
Wild thing.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not. I can't think of what. From Major League. Who's
Wild Thing? Charlie Sheen.
No, but his name. I can't remember his character's name.
Vaughn.
Yeah.
we got there.
Anyway,
Hour of conversation.
an hour ago, he was in his car honking.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Good
he's
for him.
fired up. He's fired up. There's a lot of reason to be fired up in Utah.
And then the other game going on, this series just... It's unbelievable. You knew it was going to be good, and it somehow lived up to expectations. Habs, Lightning, another game that goes to the extra frame, and it's the Montreal Canadiens who win it. Overtime, Lane Hudson. Brett, I'd ask you to do the sound, but I'm actually too bummed out and sad right now. So no.
Okay.
Not for the Canadiens. We're not going to do that.
But
But the Bell Center was bumping, and I'm jealous of them right now. They're partying through the streets. Or those Habs Fan TV or whatever the guys that came through the office years ago.
Hell yeah.
They got like the reverse New York Knicks videos out in the streets of Montreal. Have a tough time translating what they're saying, but they look like they're having a good time out there. This series, it's awesome to watch. There is such bad blood in there. And Brandon Hagel, you guys got him on your fantasy draft team, playoff draft team, whatever. That guy right now, early front runner for the Conn Smythe.
There were some oohs and ahs when we took him at the end of the first round. Now we need the Lightning to advance for the Polish robot to continue doing well in the Oilersnation playoff draft. But if you like power plays, you've been loving Lightning Canadians. But it really has been great intensity. Been a great series.
Yes, it has. And then tomorrow, so those are the only games tonight. We just had 3. Enjoy the first round while you still can, folks. 'Cause it always gets sadder for me where it's even like March Madness. You start, there's so many games. And then when you're not appreciating them, they slowly dwindled down. And then you get to the point where it's like Western Conference, Eastern Conference. You're getting one game a night.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while it's here, because the first round, it comes, but it also goes at the same time. Tomorrow, Saturday games, you got Hurricanes, Senators. It's over, right? Yeah. It's over. Yeah. I stand by. I've been very adamant pre-playoffs. I did not understand why the Senators were the sexy pick and everyone was taking them. The Hurricanes play like the Sens, just much better all season long, 4 years now, and they're making the Sens look like their son. They're sunning the Sens.
I need to put my hand up for the Polish robots as well. I was the advocate for Brady Tkachuk.
Oh, I heard.
At the end, yeah.
Oh, I heard.
Because I sat there and went, if there is the upset, you got to have one player. And
he was point a game even in their first round loss last year. But
that's true.
Hey, hand up, accountable. I'm a man enough to admit it.
Hand up. You drafted the thumb.
Yeah, but 2 of 3 series could be over tomorrow because the Pens are really in tough against the Flyers, and they just...
I think the Pens will get one.
Russ
they will get
not taking that fight, I think really sunk them in that game, like just kind of tail between your legs, and that kind of flipped the game. And the Wild kind of need it. It's not must win, but it's a can't lose tomorrow for Game 4.
I love it. Using it already. Yeah, Penguins, Flyers. Been a rough one. Stuart Skinner confirmed for the crease. Do we know that yet?
I don't know.
Because I'd be questioning it.
They should have slipped the Sheilov start in there so that they can get the Skinner games 4-7 where he's better than
Skinner's got an 873 through 3 games so far. And then, as you said, Wild Ducks, or no.
I don't
want to
mention
Wild
save
Stars.
percentage because the Oilers' current starter may have a...
I was literally going to go look right now.
Don't do something like that. But you know what you can do? Cue up the voicemails.
Yeah, they've waited long enough.
It's time, folks, and they're brought to you by GMC Truck Month. It's Truck Month, and that means it's your opportunity to get into a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite Crew Cab at 0% financing for 72 months. You're getting a 2-inch factory lift with off-road suspension, a powerful 5.3-liter V8 engine, and a commanding presence that demands attention. Hurry in to go see the Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite Crew Cab in person and take advantage of Truck Month.
Truck Month. Yeah, best probably not to mention.
Before it ends.
Save percentage.
We're only mentioning Truck Month now at this point.
Yeah, Truck Month.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Truck Month.
Brett, let's get to the voicemails now. What do the people have for us?
Yeah, so we have 7. We actually had to cut a couple just for time permitting.
Good, because I really have to pee.
Yeah, I was going to play all of them, but I can't. Let's go with the first-time caller, I believe. This is Mark from Slovakia.
Whoa.
Hi, guys. It's Mark from Slovakia, Eastern Europe. I think we need a goalie change, and I think we should bring Calvin Pickard back. I think Picks can help us. Let's go, Oilers.
Cup year. Now, I believe that was Calvin Pickard he said right there. Yeah. Once again, men's, before this game, you had one request that we said off camera.
Yes.
Would you like to share it with the people?
Yes, I will. I said there's one thing that can't happen tonight. The Oilers can lose. Okay, that's whatever. The Oilers can lose. But they can't have the type of game where there's a couple goals where you're like, kind of need a save there. And you have to do the whole Jari? Pickard? Insert the blank. And I thought Ingram had a good first 15 minutes.
A great first 15 minutes.
Yeah, great first 15 minutes. I just think he wasn't able to keep that up, and the Oilers didn't play in a way that would allow him to keep up. I mean, he made some big saves. That 2-on-1 rush that we mentioned late second period.
It kept him in this game.
Yeah. Needed a couple more, but the Oilers, the score is reflective of how the team played. And Ingram,
he's a part of that.
Couldn't, and couldn't steal them one. They're going to start Ingram game 4.
I was just going to say, folks, once again, hear our conversation. In no reality, in no world do I want Tristan Jarry to start a game for the Oilers. Our caller said Calvin Pickard. I'd be more in favor of that, but I'm not in favor of any of that. Connor Ingram is our best chance at winning this series and winning further down the line as well, but 32 of 38 allows 6 for an 842. It's not good. I'm sure he himself would tell you that, and 2-hour rule. We got 20 minutes left on this thing, and we move on to Sunday because I know that's what Ingram would say.
Just briefly on a point is that the concern, because we were asked, I remember, in a mailbag before the series started, just about, well, how do you feel about the goaltending? And, resounding, Ingram, best since Talbot or whatever. And it's like, I had a similar like of Ingram, but I was worried about the overall goaltending. Like a situation like this, if Ingram gets cracked a little bit, what's the recourse for the Oilers here?
Who's your break glass in case of emergency?
The Oilers had a Pickard playing arguably better than Skinner throughout the regular season last year that they could go to. This year, Pickard hasn't played well. Jarry hasn't played well. So that's...
Spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel.
Yeah,
for your
maybe
next
the wheel.
goaltender.
All right, well, good thing we talked a lot about goalies because Harry has something to say about goalies. This isn't Harry.
Hey, Oilers Nation, it's your boy Harry. Tonight obviously hasn't been a good night, but let's not act like we haven't been here before. To anyone who wants to look at the box score and lay the blame at the feet of Ingram for this loss, I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. When you look at the totality of circumstances behind the goals, there are a few things that you simply cannot, in good faith, blame on goalies. Those are tip-in goals, power play goals, and goals that come from terribly blown defensive coverage. Breakaway chances are 50-50, so if you want to blame Ingram for those, fine. But we should also buck up and acknowledge that Seneca has a hell of a shot, and Karlsson might actually be really good at hockey. McDavid in the power play finally woke up tonight, but then arguably Connor threw away the game with that cross-checking penalty. The absence of Dickinson and Henrique is really being felt these last 2 games, but I still believe in this team. We've seen them come back from a lot worse. The Draisaitl line and the fourth line still had jump tonight. If McDavid has finally woken up, I'm confident that they're going to tie the series next game. Oilers in 6, boys. It's still a cup year.
Cup year! I could listen to him say anything with that. That's like, it sounded like he did that on one breath, too. Like, that was unbelievable. That was go, go, go.
Did he edit that, too? Because we know he uses a mic. I feel like there was no pause.
Also, he did send the general contact submission form, quads forwarded to me, because I am going to use that voice for further projects. So I am going to use that, Harry. So, shout out to you. Yes, like there's no way that this loss is on Connor Ingram. Like, no one is putting the blame on the feet of Connor Ingram, but I think you could use a couple more saves. I'm very upset that we didn't have Doobie on the show tonight. We'll pick his brain Sunday on pre-gaming about this. I was already texting him during the game about some things. Save that between us, and I'll let him tell you himself Sunday on pre-gaming.
Who was it here? Andrew says, someone teach this guy breath control. Here's the thing. You said that he wasn't breathing. I heard a couple breaths in. That is breath control, brother. He is a pro.
That's a pro.
Harry is a pro.
That's my new part-time employee at Bordzy Industries. So I'm gonna put that to work.
Yeah. Well, all right. We talked about the goaltending. Let's start moving outward. Turner has a conversation piece about the Oilers defense.
Ekholm looked tired, old, and lost at times. Wallman was a turnover machine. Bush was not great, but he was not the worst defenseman out there tonight. You've got to get Maximum Jones or somebody in there to kind of get some energy going, because at times we just stood around and watched stuff happen. That is not a formula for winning hockey.
Yep. Well, I think Max Jones's ankle is still probably pretty snapped and not in an area to play for some of that energy. That's where I'd say, hey, Trent Frederick, that's your job, buddy, and you need some of those things. Thoughts, feelings, concerns on that one?
Yeah, I can see where he's coming from. Ekholm has shown some age.
Ekholm on the very last play as well. I hate it when our sweet, no longer intern, co-worker Tristan Battle gets upset.
Wasn't happy.
He was pissed at Matthias Ekholm at the end of the game, which you're down 1, you got to make a pinch, you got to attempt to make a play. he got burned, looked absolutely exhausted and disoriented almost, the amount he was puck watching, and then
well, he busted his ass after the turnover to make up the ground.
He was gassed.
He was gassed. There's just been some crucial, uncharacteristic late game errors from Ekholm. And, I've often thought that, like, the McDavid Draisaitl window, the cup window, is directly paired to Matthias Ekholm. Because Ekholm was his acquisition was the stabling force here with the inconsistent nurse play, Bouchard, young and on the rise, et cetera, et cetera. But he's not a young man, Matthias. And I think he's got good hockey left in him. I think they need to see a bit more of it here.
I think we saw it for a good amount this year. He played every game for 35 years young. I might add as well. Played every game. I think he had the third highest point total of his career, but there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, and we saw some some downs from the Oilers decor in this one. Yes, Brett?
Well, you sound optimistic. Rusty's normally pretty optimistic. However, how I got this message from Battle is Rusty, the pissy optimist.
All right, boys. I'm pissed off. I don't think the Ducks are as good as they look. Edmonton keeps shooting themselves in the foot. I don't understand it. It's nice to see Connor score. Connor Ingram played great just to keep the Oilers in the game. But, yeah, I just don't understand. Also, work sucks, so I'm really, really pissy right now. Go Oilers. Oilers in 6. We're going to kill them on Sunday.
Got you.
Why are you so pissy? No.
Why are you so pissy, Leon?
Hey, work sucks, brother.
Yeah.
Having a tough one over here at Oilers Nation HQ right now. No, I'm not. I'm having the greatest day ever. It's still a good day, win, lose, or draw, or when you're here at ON. Rusty, we love you. You're an Oilers fan through and through. Maybe tonight, focus on Utah. Maybe focus on that.
Focus on you.
Focus. Don't focus on work. That's definitely the one. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, Rusty says this game is going 6, or this series, I should say, is going 6. Bailey says, hey, that's all remember. It's best of 7.
Positives for tonight. Connor and Leon finally found some space and tried something different. Negatives, can't stand the Ducks. It's only 3 games so far. It's why it's the best of 7. Just hold on, boys. We're going. We will figure it out. We always do. Backs against the walls when we play our best hockey, right?
Got you.
I
do like that. We needed some of that. Rusty, she's got your crown right now because that was optimistic as hell. I don't want to be negative on the optimism, but I always laugh when people are like, we kind of discussed this today when they're like, well, we always figure it out. We always get it done. We haven't won the Stanley Cup yet. So there is that, but down 2-1. Series is nowhere even close to being over. I predicted Oilers in 6. The Ducks had to win 2 games at some point. 3 in a row. Might be asking a lot, but it's still entirely possible. 3 out of the next 4. That's doable.
All right, we got 2 more here. Jake, I'm pretty sure first-time caller, but Bailey just mentioned how Connor was getting some stuff going, but Jake doesn't agree.
Bordzy, that was a rough one. Also good to know I can swear on here as much as I want because, I'm going to fucking swear.
Fuck.
That was probably the worst effort I've seen out of 97 not even this year. And, he can keep passing into their sticks, but it's just not going to work. And the worst part about it is that we're actually getting good depth this year. You may remember I said that I shared a birthday with Liam Horrobin, so maybe not the world's best birthday gift today combined with the weather, but I probably did get about 50 combined beers, so I can't be too upset.
Hell yeah, brother.
Cup year.
Cup year.
Cup year.
Happy birthday.
I was too early.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to
belated.
remember this
Happy
guy.
belated.
How old are you? What'd you celebrate? 50 beers?
Sounds like a good birthday.
Sounds like a good way. Be safe. Be responsible with those 50 beers. And we should also say happy 30th to our boy, Liam Horrobin. He's already planning his summer vacation.
You know where he is right now. Hold on.
The beach.
He's sitting on the beach. He's waiting for us to show up.
It was also St. George's Day earlier this week.
Yeah, big week.
So yesterday.
What a week for Lee. Look, he even has a beer waiting for him.
Yeah. How is that PBR staying upright in his lap like that?
Well,
boner. Boner. Menzies, that's how.
I've got a boner.
Beach with the boys. Get
right.
you fired up. Final one, what do we got?
Final one. This is from none other than Bobby had it first. Bob Stauffer. Oh, hold on. I messed up. All right, here it comes.
A little delay at the beginning. No bullshit, no jokes tonight. It was the weirdest hockey game I've ever seen in my life. Devo's obviously at 65%, and yeah, we got to figure it out. But weirdest hockey game I think I've ever seen. I think we still got a couple tricks in the bag, though.
Cup game. Weirdest game you've seen so far, brother.
Weirdest voicemail. Apologies.
We power through. We find a way. Menzies, you ready to do this all over again on Sunday? I feel a little dejected, a bit. Confidence has definitely taken a hit, but I'll be ready. I'll be back again on Sunday, optimistic, with all kinds of new bets, ready to tell you all the reasons that it's going to be a cup year.
Cup year. Well, a couple things I think the Oilers need to look at. I think they need to support their breakouts a lot tighter. I think they need to find the will to bring a forecheck game and chip pucks and get to work in that way. It's not even necessarily the goals. The goals have not been the issue in this series. You've scored 12 of them. You scored 4 each game. But what it does is that it takes less opportunity and momentum. It takes that away from the Ducks. Hopefully Dickinson can come back. Hopefully you can get a stronger 60 from Ingram. And the Oilers play disciplined. They don't allow a specialty teams goal against. They don't give one up on the PK. They get at least a 1-0 advantage on specialty teams, and they're going to be right there. The Ducks, despite everything about quote-unquote shutting down the Oilers, have surrendered 12 goals in 3 games. The Oilers have to find a way to translate that game that they were building at the end of the regular season to this series. They're capable of doing it. But that's where we're at, and I think the Oilers still have a lot to be said yet in this series. But if they come out and start the game the way they did in Game 3, then it could be shorter rather than longer. So at the end of the day, they win. If they win Game 4, they have home ice advantage again in the series, and on we go.
That's right. Just got to win on Sunday. Life's back on. Make it a best of 3. That'll do it for us. Actually, I should do a plug. Oil Up merchandise, available nationgear.ca. Maybe some retail therapy right now. You're not feeling too good? Head on down to nationgear.ca. Get some merch, some hats, different styles, hoodies, T-shirts. Oil Up. You got the oil derrick there on the back of the hoodies and the T-shirts. It'll make you feel better. Trust me, Kennedy and the merch team do a fantastic job. But that'll do it for us here on ONAD. We appreciate you for joining. Not the result we wanted, but that's why we have this show. We talk it out, and we get right back on the horse on Sunday night. Puck drop, 7:30 for that one. An early start, Michael Menzies.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're whoa.
I'll be home by 1:30. That'll be sick. Yeah.
I'll be home at 2:30. Fuck
Bang!
yeah.
And we'll be
There you go.
celebrating a win. Come on, so that'll do it for us. Do me a favor, throw down your courtesy like, hit that thumbs up at the bottom of your screen, and make sure you're subscribed to the ON YouTube. The sun will rise again tomorrow. Hopefully Connor McDavid and the boys can figure it out by Sunday. Over and out. Love you all. Be safe this weekend. We'll talk on Sunday.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.